I'm Suriva Fischer with Keller Realty in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. And today in As the Market Turns, we have Brad Poe of SWBC Lending to talk about how the market's changed since last week in our last video. So, Brad, can you tell us a little bit about what's happened in the last week?
I would be happy to. A lot has changed since last week, actually. Typically, the markets are fairly calm, and interest rates from day to day don't change all of that much, but we're kind of in a unique time right now.
Yeah.
Inflation is reading very hot, as I said last week. The hottest numbers we've seen in the last since the 1970s, actually,
Wow.
probably in the last 50 years.
Wow.
So the Fed is being forced to take action on that. Okay, so it's widely expected that tomorrow's Fed meeting that the Fed is going to increase the federal funds rate by 0.25%.
Wow.
This is the cost that lenders charge one another to exchange money.
Oh,
And when
okay.
this happens, does it have a direct impact on mortgage interest rates? No, but it impacts the overall cost of borrowing. So
Wow.
interest rates do tick up on that news.
Wow. So tomorrow we'll
Yes.
know if it goes up a
Yes.
0.25%?
Right.
Right, okay. And that's since when? When was the last hike?
It was about 2 years ago. Actually,
Wow.
when the pandemic hit, the Fed reduced the federal funds rate to zero just to get us through the pandemic. So for the last 2 years, the federal funds rate has been zero. So this will be the first change
Wow.
since the pandemic.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How would you say the ban on oil from Russia and all the inflation, like how does that all play into mortgages, if you will?
It's all sort of a checks and balances, supply and demand, inflation, and oil prices. Oil prices have been an issue even before the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Okay.
Oil prices have been increasing now for some months.
Wow.
Actually, as of yesterday, we saw oil prices come down about $7 a barrel, which was
okay.
surprising.
That's good.
But they're still historically very high. Well, what that's doing is causing energy prices to increase as well. So when energy prices increases, it causes the cost of to manufacture goods and services and to transport those goods and services to also increase,
Right.
and that causes inflation. So everything kind of plays with another factor.
Wow. So do you have any idea, like if the interest rates go up and tomorrow, like when would be the next time it could go up? I mean, could it be weekly that it would go up?
It
or
was
monthly?
forecasted, actually, the market watchers and the Fed has kind of hinted, at least late last year, that they might raise the federal funds rate 7 times this year.
Wow. And what does that mean? Because I know you've mentioned that before. So can you say that?
The federal funds rate, again, is the cost of that lenders charge one another to exchange money between different banks,
And
different
they're
financial
saying that it could
institutions.
go 7 times?
7 times. Now, market watchers are saying that if that did happen, it would definitely cause the market to slow to a crawl. It could even cause a recession. So
Wow.
it's doubtful that they'll do it, but they do have to take action.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Today's rates, just to kind of give you a point of reference
Please.
from last week,
Yes.
we're looking at about 4.375 on a 30-year fixed,
Okay.
at an APR of 4.4%, and 3.625 on a 15-year fixed, APR 3.7. Historically, those are still very good rates, but definitely higher than last week, higher than they were during the
So
pandemic.
what were they last week? I'm just curious.
They were about 4.125
Wow.
on a 30-year
Okay.
fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is also interesting to me. I hope also to our audience out there. And I want to thank you for being here again. And
Sure.
stay tuned because Brad will be back with us weekly in As the Market Turns. I'm Suriva Fischer with Keller Realty, Brad Poe with SWBC. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank
and
you.
we'll look forward to next week's update.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
you.